happy to speak with Peter Schoenenberger right now. He is the Chief Innovation Officer at DMI. Thank you for taking the time to talk, Peter.
Thank you, Isabella.
So let's start with maybe what does innovation mean to you? It's such a big word. What's your interpretation?
Yeah, innovation is in all mouths of everyone worldwide. Every company is innovative, is agile. I look at it from a little bit different perspective. For me personally, innovation is something which helps me in daily work to do my work simpler, which helps other people to do their work simpler. So it's more like not a concept, but something in reality. Okay, I have to do this task, and before it took me 2-3 days, and now it's actually just like a click of something and doing it. And what is behind as a user then, I don't really care. That is kind of innovation for me, is if there is something transformed for me as a person in a company, at a job, somewhere else, actually helping doing something better or more efficient than it was before.
I mean, there is this phrase that the value of an innovation lies within its implementation. I think that really neatly summarizes also your view. And how does that view of innovation as something that makes stuff simpler translate to your work at Data Migration International?
Yeah, we are in this transformation area, I would say, like with SAP, with S4. That's the main, I would say, driver of why everybody speaks right now about this, because the big move to S4. And we are in this area because we handle and manage data. And you have to move from some old into something new, where in the new thing everything is better and faster and more opportunities and things. And in reality, you can actually only achieve this if you understand the old and bring the things in it, so that you actually in the future are better. So like this in this move, in this data era, we are there, and this is my daily job. I focus right now, we call that in the data migration factory, to make it simple for small customers, for big customers, for complex projects, to actually simplify that. Simplify something which is not simple, so it's a challenge, but that's what we do, and try to improve that every day.
Mm-hmm. You're also, with your product JiVS, in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. What is a bit special and unique behind your approach to this very complex topic, as you described it? That's a good question. It is. We a lot of people also talk about the life cycle of something, of a product, of data, of a trend, etc. And if we look of this data as a holistic, when data is created, it lives, it moves somewhere to another system in a process until it's not anymore used, and some regulations say it has to be deleted. So this is the complete life cycle. And we, as the company Data Migration International, with the product JiVS, we actually look for the whole life cycle. So at the moment it is actually produce the data and has to be moved to somewhere else, we are there. When it is not anymore daily in use, you can say it's historical, we are there. Then now you have to do something because new regulations come up. In the past, 10 years ago, everybody said, yeah, now it's there, historical, it must be cheap, and we keep it, how long we actually want. But new regulations come, you have to delete it suddenly. And so we have the capability then also delete. So we actually cover all the way from when it's actually there and used to when actually it is destroyed, it's not there anymore. And this is which I believe, if you look for the transformation perspective, we are unique, because we do not only the transformation, but we take care about the other things, about the system, to make it really, to simplify not only the transformation, but to simplify the whole ecosystem infrastructure
for the customer, and it really is now in something new and has everything and really can start like a Formula One driver with clean new data and not a big truck behind the Formula One car with big data, and he cannot just move, you know.
Yeah, and that may be anyway not in use anymore and is just there and historic, as you said. But what I also like about your approach is how you help with the migration part, which you very neatly summarized, but then also sort of help companies to innovate based on that, right? When they have done that move, they can also innovate based on what you provide. Can you go a little bit into that?
Yeah, how do we, how the JiVS people or the JiVS product really help customers to innovate? I would see that because we help the customers to get rid of all stuff in a general sense, systems, etc. And this old stuff still had to be managed somehow. Not 100%, but depending on how complex it is, etc. There have to be people, knowledgeable people, to do that. Now, because this is a way and it's managed so much simpler, it frees resources. Mm-hmm. The topic of today's digital lounge also is like the talents, young talents, because there's not enough people, skilled people. So if you are in organization, can free skilled resources, to then actually you can put to your innovation of your business, of your future, because they don't have to deal with the old stuff, because it's a way. That I would say is one of the main thing we actually help, and it's, I believe, sometimes not actually seen so much, but that's, I think that's the main gain for a customer.
Yes, I mean, to free up time with valuable people is almost as good as saving money. Both is what you need for innovation.
Yeah.
And now let's look into the future. When we meet again in 2027, maybe in the digital hub or still here in the beautiful castle. Yeah. Maybe we should have a vote where the event is happening.
Yeah, let's see where we are then.
What do you think you and I will be talking about then?
That's in a few years. Yeah, that's just, maybe you are not talking with me, but with my son about this, because I'm already kind of an older generation, you know, and I see I'm here. I see that it is sometimes really difficult, you know, kind of to open up the mind, especially, you know, I'm working since '98, kind of in this data management area, very focused on SAP and all these kind of topics, and it's a challenge to actually be open right now. So maybe in a few years you're not talking with me, but with my son, which is very young, which is totally open and coming with new ideas. So that's maybe something. But if I'm there, I'm yeah. Let's see.
Then we have the Aperol. We talk later in the day.
Yeah.
But since you mentioned your son, he's also taking part in the hackathon that was happening, I think, until just a few moments ago, where young people come up with a prototype in 24 hours. Did you take a peek? Is there anything you can tell us about what they are working on?
There have been 4 topics of 4 different companies participating here, and different teams, you know, have covered different topics which they have selected. Yeah, 24 hours. I have not been part of the jury. My son is one in team, so I cannot be in the jury. But what I can say is it is fascinating to see what different solutions there will be, and seeing actually the people and, you know, working 24 hours, not sleeping. It's actually cool, and this is kind of a, let's say a new spirit. You know, this is kind of bringing a new spirit into everybody. Yeah, transformation, innovation, agile, but this is really new spirit, right? Going there, not knowing anything about the topic, but in 24 hours being totally open, make something, not being afraid of failure, That's, I think, it's an important thing of innovation, not being afraid of failure. And I believe this is
the younger generations, they are, they try, and if it doesn't work, they try again. So this spirit, I believe, transforms a little bit also today with this hackathon, which I'm proud that the company actually came up with the idea, made this. I think it's a great format.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time, Peter. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Isabel, thank you very much. Until 2027. Let's see.